What's poppin' guys, Aether here, and I'm back to the channel. If you've missed it, and you might have, the Game Crafter is open again, so Astronomica is officially on sale and shipping. But that's not today's topic, is it? No, you read the title, so you already know we're here to talk about the top 10 cards from set 1 in no particular order. A good many of you have joined the Discord and started playing on Untap, and I'm really happy about that. So for those of you who might be interested in getting into it, because there will be a tournament soon with prizes, I wanted to make a vid going into some staples and good cards for deck building. I'm going to split them up by faction and also show some cards they synergize with. There's also a more detailed competitive primer on the server. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So first up, there's 3 Legion Core cards I want to mention. The first one is Radiation Zone. Radiation Zone is one of the easiest piece of removals a deck can play, and can also be run in many Coquitos Council decks due to its cost. It has a simple effect. You can destroy one unit your opponent controls, and then unexplore a planet you control. The drawback of having to flip a planet can even be a benefit in some decks, like when it's ran with Alice Church, who is also later on this list. And we'll follow that up immediately with Alice Church CEO. So even in her post-nerf state, and if you know you know, she's still really good and one of the few cards that can do burn damage and has a solid base of 5 attack. She's the only reason why Legion Core Elves is so good right now. She's a pretty great card in any Legion Core deck, but make sure you lean more towards units or you're not going to get much from her effect. Lastly, for Legion Core, we have Ephemeral Breaker, who is a simple card that just has the ability to do 2 damage when attacking. Its power is in its simplicity. When it hits the board, your opponent has to deal with it because it can end a game in 3 attacks. And due to its type, cards like Assembly Line can get it back to your hand. Now we have 4 cards going into Coquitos Council. First up is Exoplanet Explorer, a simple card which lets you draw a card if it's played on a planet you've explored this turn. Explorer is simple but one of the best cards in this faction because the draw power alone is insane. It's one of the cards which have effects around exploration, like Exploration Vanguard, but the draw power is more useful, I'd say, in some of these decks, and it's great in any deck that runs Mithril. Next up we have Force Feedback, which has a similar role. Force Feedback is one of the most powerful foe removal cards in Coquitos, letting you do -2 to a unit, and if you destroy it, you draw a card. This is one of those cards that's a staple in Coquitos and Babylon decks, and it can even be stacked to turn an opponent's unit into a loot pinata. Now next up we have Invoked Soul. A little bit bricky and sometimes rough to use, Invoked Soul is still really good in the fact that it's one of the few cards that can grab stuff from the discard pile. Being able to grab any unit opens up some neat plays as well, like reviving Mechanical Monstrosity for free. Even if it bricks, you can run cards like Fragmented Memory and get it back after using it to explore. All around a great card. Now lastly for Coquitos, we have Hellion Warchief, which is pretty self-explanatory. Warchief is beefy, that's all you can say to it. Warchief can hit insane attack stats in the late game, which makes her an easy win condition against other Coquitos decks which rely on cards like Force Feedback for removal. She also pairs well with cards like Runetech Rift to force her opponent to deal with the column she's in as well. Now next up we have 3 cards in Babylon Force. Now first up is Meteoric Dragon. Meteoric Dragon is really good in that it's flexible. He can either be a crazy OTK machine and do 4, 5, or 6 damage in a turn if you're lucky, or he can be used to remove ongoing events you control that are, affecting your play, like if you run Runetech Rift, and he can modulate his attack according to whatever situation he's facing. The only major drawback is that if he gets destroyed after making a play that doesn't go exactly as you wanted it to, your field is reset, so there's only a little bit of careful you need to be. Next up is Orbital Station Deimos. A powerful card, it allows any unit played on the planet it's on to attack when they're played. It's a really good card, but it can slow down your strategy when it's played on the wrong planet. The amount of time to stop me from playing Taurus because I played it earlier, it's way too high. But again, this is where cards like Meteoric Dragon can come in. Alright, and the last card for the list is Comet Storm. Comet Storm is the best removal in the game, bar none. 2 cards, any cards, units, ongoing events, munitions, any Babylon deck should probably try and run at least one copy. It can be bricky, but you'll never know when it can come in handy. Now that's it for the top 10 list. Do you agree with my choices? Do you think I have no idea how to play my own game? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, like, subscribe, and join the Discord if you're interested in playing casual or competitive Astronomica. And as always, I hope to see you again next time. Take care.